What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Ford Era. And we are here right now in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania. We're here to pick up gold dust. I am so excited right now. So I flew in yesterday from Miami over here to pick up gold dust. We're at DJ's Custom Fabrication, and this is my buddy Dom's shop. He's the one who flew out and did the motor install. I actually bought the motor from him, and then I sent the truck up here to get a bunch of like finish work done. You know, like I've been piecing the truck together, doing a bunch of different things, and having some people work on this, some people work on that, and I just kind of needed somebody to tie everything together, clean it all up, and make it work good. So some of the things that he did was we put in a redhead steering box. I kept having nothing but trouble with all the old steering boxes. He redid a lot of the angles of stuff so that way the truck runs and drives and rides better. We put on different axle covers, and then under the hood, hold on, got the hood pinned. And then under the hood, Dom did a lot of stuff. So we switched out, I put on some CVF Racing black billet hood hinges. I kind of wanted a little bit different. The full billet ones I used to have just kind of jumped out too much. All the wiring's been cleaned up. There used to be a bunch of wiring over here. All that's cleaned up. All the wiring against the firewall's all gone. All the wiring over here. So really cleaned all that up, made it much neater. Fixed a bunch of like random silly oil leaks that I had, chased down a lot of those gremlins. I also added a bunch of Dakota digital modules, so now I've got boost control, or boost pressure control, trans temp, EGTs, all that stuff right here on my Dakota gauges. And hold on, got my keys. Give you guys a little look at that. See? And then we got the Restomod Air set up. So let me hop up in here. So right over here, Dom mocked up. I've got the Restomod Air AC system, and then I'm running a Muncie Speed fiberglass lower panel that just goes right on. And then we put 4 vents over here. And we custom made this piece with the defrosters, which is pretty cool. And then I have the Fat Fender Garage, this, whatever this is called, the AC bezel that they make. And then I just put right in the Restomod things. Looks really cool. The rest of the interior, nothing's really been done to it here at Dom's, but I've got my 2017 seats, the center console. The back seat's just full of stuff because the last time I had this truck, it was when I was going to Grand Nationals. So it's loaded with all the parts and all the other goodies of what I got at the show. And in a couple minutes, we're gonna go do a full little tour over here. Dom's been working on his bump crew. As you guys could hear, he's trying to get her fired up. What do we got over here, brother?
Oh, just getting the fuel system primed here. Running off the original tank and pickup tube, so sometimes it's kind of a pain in the ass, but we'll get her primed. We've got some fuel coming out of the fuel filter here, so it's starting to go to the pump. Once it goes to the pump, we'll crank her over a little bit and see if we can get some out of the injectors, and then we'll snug up those lines and hopefully she'll fire up.
Heck yeah. So I'm not going to bother too much until we're wrapped up with that, but we're gonna do a full tour, and then eventually I'm gonna be hitting the road and starting the road trip down to F100 Super Nationals, which is in only a couple of days down in Tennessee. So it's gonna be pretty exciting. Obviously gonna be taking gold dust, and I'm gonna stop in, pick up the trailer of all the parts from Saudi Daisy, and then we'll see everybody over there. So I'll see you guys in the next clip. All right guys, so we got Dom here. We finished doing a little bit of tinkering. We're like, all right, let's take a break, give you guys a little tour. So what all do we have here?
So welcome to the DJS Customs compound here. I got these 2 bays and a bunch of trucks and some storage around here, and we'll walk you around and kind of show you what's going on.
Heck yeah. Dude, first of all, I just love the look. Like, your neighbor's got this really cool silo building. Like, that's just so cool. You get to pull the trucks out, have an awesome backdrop.
Yeah, you got the vintage barns that are all patinaed up and the silos and stuff, so it makes good for taking pictures, and I don't really have to drive anywhere to get some decent pictures for posting stuff for sale.
Agreed. What's up with this baby?
So this was just a quick little flip. This is a 1970 Dodge D100. It's a long bed. It's for sale right now. Super simple.
What's it got, a 318?
Nope, it's got a Cummins in it.
Oh, baby.
Good daily driver. You hop in this thing and put as many miles on it as you want, and she's been my trash hauler and kind of my daily driver for the past couple months.
I love it. I always thought that these interiors were so interesting, like kind of how they did them.
Dude, you know what they remind me of?
Huh?
They remind me of like an old bowling alley for some reason. Like,
I could see that, a lot of square.
it's a lot of square. It reminds me of like you know how they had like the individual colored seats that like they alternated, like the fiberglass seats. Like that's just what it reminds me of. But we'll pop the hood on this thing and check it out.
See, if it was a Ford,
This
I think it probably would have been sold 20 times already.
Yeah.
Man, that looks so clean in there. Looks like it was meant to be in there, honestly.
Yeah. So originally I actually bought this truck with the motor and transmission, but the person that had started on it basically just had the motor mounts in. There was no tranny mount, but it was pushed way back into the firewall. So I ditched the mechanical fan. Luckily, the piece of the firewall was still in the bed. Put that back in, made fresh motor mounts, transmission mounts, and finished up all the plumbing and stuff. So
one of the things I always found funny about the Dodges was how big their hoods open, because they knew you had to always have them open to work on them.
this thing goes like straight up and down. It's crazy.
Yeah. Somebody was saying they made it for easy picking, so you could pull the motor out. So you have to always change them.
Honestly, the best part about it though is the light in the shop. You know, your normal hood blocks everything that you're doing. If you don't feel like pulling your hood on the Dodge, your overhead lights light it up pretty good.
Yeah, never thought about that.
Yeah, it definitely makes a big difference.
What about this beautiful beast?
Then we got my my other daily. She's dirty right now, but the 97 7.3 Crew Cab long bed dually.
Dude, this thing is clean.
Yeah, it's a fun little truck. I've been using it for a couple years now, and
The custom interior.
ostrich on everything. If you guys follow me, you know every truck that I build has ostrich on it somewhere. It's just,
You kind of look like an ostrich.
yeah, I know, dude. Well, I think we're related. There's somewhere in my ancestry. I don't know.
You used to ride in the backs of ostriches.
Hell yeah, dude.
I can kind of see you doing that too. Like a big old 15-foot ostrich, you're just hanging out.
Hell yeah. We got Gold Dust. Gold Dust has been here for a while, just getting a couple odds and ends things wrapped up. Put a new redhead steering box on it. The biggest thing was just redoing all the wiring. There was a lot of different people that worked on it, and things that everybody just wanted to go to truck shows and have fun. So
I always rushed everything. That's the problem. I did a lot of it. I'm not good at wiring, and like you said, rush it, get it to the show. We'll figure it out later. Never figured it out.
because you rushed it to the next show.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
And we're rushing it to a show now.
Nah, I mean, luckily we had enough time to go over this thing and get her cleaned up. But
I mean, I never have even seen what this inner fender looks like, or a lot of the firewall's always been covered up with wiring. And
yeah, there's like 4 huge looms that went the whole way across the firewall. All of this was looms of wire that just tied into the battery terminals, and just stuff to make it work and get it going though.
Yeah, dude. Definitely looks cool.
I love
how the rattle can paint job on the motor still is there.
Yeah, it's hanging out. And like even where the heat was, obviously that wasn't heat paint. Like it baked off a little bit, but who gives a shit? It's still there. It's doing its thing.
We did that, what, midnight?
Yeah.
On Thursday night, just slamming it together.
Semi
Heck
came
yeah.
back, or you came back, and you're like, dude, look at the flake in this stuff I found at Walmart. I was like, just spray it. That was fun.
That was a good time. And then I sent up, I didn't know where I put my trim rings for the wheels, but I found them, so I sent the trim rings up. So now the Detroits have some trim rings on it, and then I already showed them the AC and stuff inside.
Okay, you got the new axle covers in front.
Yep. Got all the suspension nice and tight.
Squared up all the BDS shock stabilizers. They're kind of wonky, just made them all nice and level, and that's the majority of the stuff.
Now I just gotta put more miles on her.
Yeah, run the hell out of it.
Heck yeah. What else you got in the lineup?
We got the 64 Dodge Crew Cab, factory 4-wheel drive. This is a personal truck. Whenever I have time between builds, I'm hoping to just kind of do a quick flip with this one too. It's not going to be anything too crazy. I want to make it a nice daily driver.
Did you see that one that went on Bring a Trailer?
I did see the one that went Bring on.
Well, at least now you know that there's one that sold for like 285 grand. So
there's a market for it.
You got good comps.
I wanted to make it clean, just simple. I was probably going to use the original 4-wheel drive axles and just put power brakes on it. It'll have a Cummins in it, of course. Probably do AC and stuff, but nothing crazy. I want to keep it kind of looking vintage and just a fun daily driver.
Heck yeah.
We got the 64 Town Wagon. That is coming in the shop next week to be started. This is for a customer out of South Carolina.
Dude, the patina on this thing, next level. This is so cool. Like, I'm not even a Dodge guy, and I just love the way this looks. Heck yeah. And what's the plan on this one?
Plan on this one's Cummins 4-wheel drive. It's gonna have Dakota digital dash. It's gonna have all pie cut, crazy intercooler piping, custom floors and interior. It'll all be bead rolled floors and custom firewall. But it'll be pretty mild, nothing crazy. It's not gonna be lifted real big. We're looking for some Dana 44s for up front, if anybody's got any. We wanted to try to stay with 8 lug, so I know it's a little bit harder to find something 8 lug in the Dana 44, but
I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Or if anybody on here has one that you want to sell, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Instagram would be the most common thing. It's DJS Customs or DJS _ Customs _ Fabrication.
What is this little guy over here?
This is my 58. I bought this a while ago. I got it for like next to nothing, and it was in pretty decent shape body-wise. That's the only thing I really cared about, so it's just hanging out until I have time to do something. Originally I was gonna slam it on the ground, but after seeing a couple of them 4-wheel drive swapped, I'm like, oh boy, this thing's gotta go up.
Think so?
Yeah.
I'd vote to get it on the ground.
The only reason it's truly going up and I'm not going off that is because this is going to be my wife's.
Okay.
She wants a red 4-wheel drive
Little shorty.
Ford short truck.
Well then,
short bed. So
it needs to be 4-wheel drive then. Well, that's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
And what's cool is that she wants it.
Yeah.
That makes it even better.
She's got her goals in life all figured out. She's got a little vision board, and when she's at work, she looks up at some of the stuff that we got planned for our future, and there's a
cute little red 4x.
There's a red bump side on there, but she's gonna have to make do with the fridge because it's a clean little truck that we got here.
Heck yeah. Couple more.
Yeah, then we got the 66 Shorty here. This came from California. This is for a customer out of California. This one's next up in line after the Dodge Town Wagon, but it's a nice little truck. It's super clean. Awesome customer. I did a Apache 4-wheel drive for him just a couple months ago, and fun guy to work with.
The color on this thing is gorgeous. I really like Marlin Blue trucks.
And it's crazy because it's not even that oxidized either.
No. Oh, that's an interesting. I like that. You just don't see cool license plate covers anymore.
No, they're all plastic little pieces of shit.
Yeah, dude, this thing is cool. It's gonna turn out really nice. What's the plan on it?
Plan on this is basically full custom chassis. He wants to run low, but he doesn't want to run bagged. So it'll be static on coilovers, sitting real low. Compound coming set up, so nice. 500 plus horsepower.
Dude, that's going to be really
pretty rowdy.
That's going to be really rowdy. It's going to take you back to some of them Kilburn days.
I know.
Yeah.
It sure as hell is.
So are you and, because I know that Larry's got a very similar truck, same color. So you guys are going to have to like do some sort of race or something at the end.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. Hopefully that truck of his will probably be gone before I even...
Okay.
This will be like March. I'll be starting on this one, so...
Okay.
Well, who knows?
Yeah.
At the rate that Larry's working right now, he's got to pick up the pace a little bit. We might be done at the same time.
Called him out on camera.
Yeah, he's got the donkey business going.
And then this one you said is a parts truck?
Yep. This obviously another 66. It's a long bed. It's not in the best shape, but
it's a good color.
It's a good color. It came with a lot of usable stuff, and it was kind of a package deal. I got this truck, another cab, 2 titles, a bunch of doors and fenders and steering columns, and a really nice long bed that's like mint with the tailgate.
We should go show them.
Yeah, let's go check it out. So here's the bed I was talking about, and it's actually on the old slick crew cab over here.
We should probably let the cat out the bag finally.
Yeah, so...
Because we've both been keeping this thing kind of quiet.
Yeah, haven't posted about it or anything, just kind of threw it on the story one day when it got delivered, and that's about it. But so Solomon and I are going to be doing this one together. Looking for a customer for it.
So what he's basically saying is, if any of you guys, because I get hit up all the time, everybody's like, I want to buy a slick crew cab, I want to buy a slick crew cab. So me and Dom bought this slick crew cab so that way we can build it and sell it. But we are looking for a customer that wants to buy it now and then have Dom finish it. So tell them basically the game plan.
Yeah, the game plan, I put it on a 450 chassis. I don't believe that we're going to be using these axles, but it was a good chassis because the one that it came on, somebody had spliced it and stretched it for a service bed. So I just wanted to start with a fresh, clean chassis, but it'll be Come and swapped, AC, 4-wheel drive, fresh paint. So if somebody's interested, you know, the plan for the truck's probably going to stay the same, but as far as interior and paint, you know, you guys would have the options to kind of pick what goes on there.
Yeah, you can literally choose the colors, you know, the wheels and tires, the interior options. And if anybody's curious, it's going to be a 6-figure truck. So if you're not thinking to spend 6 figures, probably don't send an email on it for that particular one. But, you know, there's other trucks here he'll sell you, or I've got a bunch of other crew cabs, just not slick crew cabs. And then you're leaning on a pretty freaking cool truck. We kind of showed him a tiny bit about it beginning of the video, but tell us all about this baby.
This is the 72 bump here that I actually bought off of Solomon because I couldn't let him have it. I picked it up for him and had it here for a couple weeks, and I was like, dude, this truck is not coming home with you. I'm sorry. So
yeah. So this was gonna be like what we're doing with the slick. We were gonna build it and sell it, and then Dom saw it and was like, well, I kind of really need a crew cab for myself, so it ended up being his. And then you were gonna just stick it out in the back and not drive it until you had time in like a year to actually work on it.
Yeah.
And I said, that's silly.
Yeah, he said that's silly, so I spent like a couple days and got the original 360 running, and I probably put 25 to 3,000 miles on it, and then just couldn't deal with the old clapped out 360 motor. And last Thursday I decided to rip this thing apart, needed floors and cab mounts, and I stuck the Cummins in there, and we're coming down the home stretch.
And today's Monday, guys. So Thursday he pulled the motor, and now it's Monday and he's trying to get it started. So that lets you know how fast things get done here once in a while.
Yeah, we don't mess around. This was, you know, personal stuff you only have so much time for, and I figured if I pushed for a long weekend, I could probably get this thing damn near roadworthy, so.
Hell yeah, and you're right. I love that you ended up doing it like this, because we were going back and forth, and he was like, what should I do? The 4x4 is going to take a long time, the come and swap, and then I joked around, and I was like, just put a set of Detroits on it for now. It'll look cool.
Yeah.
And it actually looks really cool. So if anybody's curious, you get a stock 2-wheel drive truck and you put some 22-inch Detroits with some, what, 265, 35, 22 tires, I think you have. Yep. It actually looks really cool.
Yeah. It, between the off-white and the original hubcaps that were all like perfectly patinaed.
Yeah.
It really just made it.
Yeah, that sent it right on home.
So yeah, after the wheels were on it, I was like, dude, you're right. I'm just gonna enjoy this thing. It's not gonna take any work. It's got power brakes. It's got power steering. So it's not like it doesn't stop good or steer good.
Yeah.
And
you just enjoy it until you have time to really get into it.
enjoy it. I'll be able to actually tow some stuff with it now and take it a bunch of places and not get 6 miles per gallon. So
Do Bernie's.
do some good burnouts.
That's the whole idea.
Big old Dana 60 in the rear, so she'll hang out.
Hell yeah. And so we didn't really talk about what this shop part. We kind of skipped straight to the truck. Give us a little bit of the interior tour, kind of.
So I keep some of my inventory in here and some of it outside. I have some outside storage, but I like to use this side. I kind of have them segregated for like a clean and dirty side. I do most of my fab work on the other side where my plasma table is, and then most of my assembly work and stuff over here.
Hell yeah. And we got one more truck for you guys to see. I actually love this truck.
Oh, the Econoline.
This thing is just cool. It's like a weird cool. Somebody, I don't know when, 90s or whatever, really went to town on this bad boy.
I would say early 90s.
The West Coast Choppers mirrors.
Yeah, it is. I didn't even notice that.
Hell yeah.
This is a local guy. I guess this truck was owned by somebody that was pretty well known in the area. So he just wanted to upgrade the disc brakes and make this bed all look finished. So I'll make, all this stuff's open around here and we'll do some cool bead rolled stuff, make it look real finished, and then it'll be off the paint and body work, and runs and drives good now.
Nice.
It's just needs a little love.
Hell yeah. I love these things. Don't really see myself getting one right away, but one day I think I need to have one of these wacky things. Make it like a wheelie machine. I always loved when people like shorten them up, and then it's just like the stubbiest, weirdest looking thing.
No, I'm not gonna lie, the first time I drove this thing, it was the first time I ever drove an Econoline, and like, I kinda got scared to hit the brakes because I thought we were just gonna like do an endo. I was like, oh man, it feels weird.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let everybody know where they can check you out again.
DJScustoms.com. You can search DJS Customs on Instagram or Facebook, and it should be the first thing to pop up.
Hell yeah. So we're gonna have some more fun just hanging out. If we end up getting his truck fired up, I'll record it. If not, you guys will see when I hit the road. All right, so we've just been hanging out and I decided I'm gonna start heading south. So I'm about to hop in the truck, I'm gonna hit the road, and we're gonna let you guys know. So enjoy all of the road montages. Guys, so I just got over here to the hotel and we've driven about halfway. I think it's like 400 something miles. Haven't had any issues, just been driving, chugging along, and Gold Dust is doing great. 70 miles an hour, no problems. So I'm gonna call it a night for tonight, and we're gonna end this video here.
and we are on the way to F100 SuperNat. So if you guys can, come on out. If you don't already, subscribe to the channel. Have any questions, comments, drop them down below, and make sure to give us a thumbs up. I will see you in the video tomorrow.